Hey guys, this is Long Haul Larry with Big Blue. We are actually in Pacific, Missouri. Yeah, we're not that far out of St. Louis. I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. We did not make it that far. I just had a rough day yesterday. That's all it turns out to be. Probably got a little sight of kind of the old Larry. I used to get really worked up about situations like that. And I would say about a year and a half ago, I really kind of took a look at my life. Wasn't happy with a lot of situations. And the way things were going and everything else. And so I kind of really decided to set some goals and change some things around, kind of like my mindset. And when I say to you guys, I say, hey, if you're not having a good day, we can always try to get tomorrow. That's kind of what I have decided. That's my mindset. That's, I say that to you guys, but it's also for me too. And I've had a lot of different things that have been working up. That have kind of worked me up a little bit over the last few weeks. And I've tried to slowly just keep going with the stuff. And it just keeps piling on and piling on. A couple of issues are a little personal and stuff, and don't need to really talk about them, but they'll work out. One issue is my father. I don't know if I can get around this corner if he's gonna. Yeah, I can make that. If he's been having some issues, and that's been real hard going through that. I guess it's hard to see somebody that's been a very strong role model man in your life go through issues like that and be so weak and having pain and stuff like that. It's been real hard to go through. I've gone through it with him. He's had a lot of hard problems. And I've gone through that, and it was very hard to go through that, to see my father like that. So, he's had a few issues, and it's just been difficult working through that. He actually did end up in the emergency room a couple weeks ago. I like that spot right there on the end, right in front of me, right next to Prime, with my back up against the wall. I like that. Nice rock cliff. Let's go there. Look at this red truck. That guy's in 2 lanes, 2 spots. I'm gonna take 2 spots because I'm special. But it's just been hard with him, and he is doing better than what he was. They kind of thought maybe there might have been possibly a stroke situation, and they ran some tests on him and stuff like that, and that all came back okay. Did not have a stroke. It was not in danger of that. They possibly think it's a medication, that it's some type, because they got him piled full of medications, guys. And imagine that you're throwing a bunch of chemicals in your body that aren't meant to be there. And imagine that a couple of the chemicals don't want to get along, you know. So that's not hard to think of. So they've taken him off a certain medication, and my mother said that he's had a few little episodes since they've taken him off. We're going to try to push this back as far as we can in case somebody tries to get in this spot to my left. Here we go. That's going to be a little tight. So, kick off duty. There we go. So, you know, I've been going through that with him, and I got some other things going on, and financial stuff, and stuff with people, and stuff. It's been kind of piling up. And I just kind of been letting it get to me, you know. And then that first shop I went into, I mean, you know, we went in there, everything was cool, you know, hey, great, everything's perfect, you know, get this looked at. And then that guy just down and outright lied to me. He did. You know, and a switch just went, oh. And I started getting worked up about it, a whole situation. Somebody left a comment. I don't know. I started going through comments and stuff, and then somebody left a comment or something like that. If you were in my shop and stuff, I would have told you to leave. Yeah, if you screwed up my truck, if you tore apart the truck and thought, okay, it's this part, but you don't have that part, and even if you tear it apart and the part checks out to be okay, you don't have the gaskets to put that part back in or have the bolts for that, maybe you shouldn't start that project. That's the biggest major problem with truck shops, is that they tear stuff apart but don't have the parts to fix it. And they tear things apart and then go, yeah, we need to, and then they go up to the parts counter and say, I need this part. And then the parts counter goes, we don't have it, we have to order it. Maybe what they should do is, if the computer's telling me it's this, so maybe I should, before I tear it apart and make this truck inoperable to drive, maybe what I should do is go up to the parts thing and see if they have the part before I tear it apart. Wouldn't that be a wise thing to do? But it's not what they do. They tear it apart and then go, okay, now we got to find a part. So, you know, that's what's really frustrating about getting truck repairs and stuff. But, you know, that first guy just down and outright lied to me. So, whatever. So that kind of put me off. So you got to see a little bit of a glimpse of an old Larry. What the hell was it? Just started up. I don't know if it was my reefer or my APU. But you know, I got a little worked up, and I kind of drove down. I was up all day long. I had headaches and was popping aspirin like crazy for that and everything else. And then was up all day long, you know. And my drive time was all fine and everything. I could have made it all the way to Oklahoma and stuff, but I was driving down through Illinois last night, and I just was not feeling well, had headaches, and I had tired myself basically out. My body just said, we're done. So I decided what I was going to do is pull over and take a couple hour nap and then continue on, and that would have got me through St. Louis before the traffic. And I think my body said, no, you're not getting up yet. I guess I turned the alarm off. I don't remember. So I overslept a couple hours by the time I got up. Then I looked at it and went, should I do an 8-hour break? Probably should have. But I thought maybe I could make it in there before traffic. Nah, it didn't happen. I hit it right dead. I just right in the middle of it. And they cut my hours again. But we're doing fine. We got 633 miles to our destination. And it's telling me that I will get there my APU. That's telling me I'll get there in 11 hours from now. So I'll make that fine. I'll get there. So that's what's going on there. But I just kind of had to sit there and drive this morning and just kind of collect myself and just kind of remind myself that I'm trying to simplify things. You know, I have these goals of getting to like the UP. I want to go out there. I want to become debt free. I want to get up there, get a piece of land, go out there and kind of get back to simpler life. You know, eventually what I want to do is I want to go up there and get a nice piece of land, and I actually want to harvest the trees off the land, cut my own wood, and build my own house, and end up building a home that is debt free. That is my ultimate goals. So that when I'm all done with it, I'm not sitting with a 30-year mortgage on top of me, that I'm sitting there with what I have, I built with my own 2 hands, and sitting there not so stressed and not so, because I mean, this world is just, everybody's out to get a part of everybody else's stuff. You know what I mean? And it just becomes a little overwhelming, I want to say. You know, and it just, everybody, it seems like the world has really gotten worse at negativity. You see it all over to the news. You know, this party hates this party. You know, there's constant fighting in politics and everything else. You know, basically anyone tries to do anything to improve anything, even if it's a great idea, the other party is going to try to block it just because it's not their idea, it's the other policy, you know, the other party's idea. You know, it's just so sickening. I used to be really big into politics and everything else, and I do still follow a lot of that stuff, but I used to like have Sirius radio, and I used to listen to the news all the time about things going on, and I'm serious, it used to get me just so worked up, so crazy about some of the stuff. And it never matters. It doesn't matter who's in office, who's doing what. It's just constant, just nonstop issues. And the thing is, it's transferred down into this country. And I mean, you know, with lots of different things. I mean, race, you know, religion. It's just, everybody's got a problem with something. And the trucking industry has really changed. From when I started and stuff, it was a work hard to get paid. There was a certain attitude, you know, and everything else, and there was more working together, I guess, out here. You know, if a trucker was having a problem or something like that, or if you were having an issue going down the road and you had to get over something, there was, you know, you gave to each other. Nowadays, it's not like that at all anymore. Nowadays, I mean, it's people walking around like they're on vacation. You know, I won't do this, I won't do that. You know, walking around in little flip-flops and, you know, acting like they're on some vacation or something like this. It's like, you're at your job, you know. It's a really different atmosphere, just like the country has changed. So, I don't know. So I just been thinking a lot this morning and driving and stuff, and it's like, I really kind of needed to, I think, do a lot of thinking to remind myself I don't want to be in these situations. You know, I don't feel like being all stressed and everything else. So I kind of just took off and I drove to here, and I'm going to shut down for 10 hours. I'm going to get me some sleep. I'm fine right now because I mean I had me a pretty good nap last night, but I'm going to try to lay down and have a nice sleep and get up and try it over again tomorrow, which will be still today, but you get what I mean. But that's what I'm going to do. And I got a couple little projects that I might, I'll probably go to sleep. I'm not going to be able to sleep a ton because I did sleep last night. But I'll probably get up, probably wake up a little early and get up. Maybe I'll do a couple little projects, which I need to do on a truck and stuff. This is more personal projects. Things that I want done to the truck and everything else. So, how is Big Blue doing? Yeah, he's doing okay. Power-wise, a little bit less. It's less than what it usually is. So it takes me a little while to get up to speed. And from what the boss was saying, he's talking with somebody, some Cummins dealer or something in Little Rock. So he was saying, let's get this load down there, get this load delivered. We'll get to the next load, and then on the way back up, probably stop at Little Rock or something like that and take care of the repairs. So something like that. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? But it'll be a struggle going back up through Virginia and Tennessee through those mountains and stuff and all those climbs, because she's lacking power. It's driving fine and everything. It's just lacking power. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope that everybody out there is having themselves a great day, a great night when you're watching this here video. And what I guess I have to say is, I don't really know. It's just, if I could change the world at all, to tell you the truth, if I could just snap my fingers and make things different, the one thing that I would make different is everybody just be a little nicer to each other. I think it'll go a long way. You know what I mean? I think everybody just try to work together a little bit more. I think it'd be a lot better. Because there's just a lot of negativity out there, and I've been letting it get to me, and that needs to stop. So we can all change it and just try it again tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.